Today we're going to be talking about hardtails. Okay, I've put together a list of the top 10 hardtails for this year, 2018. For those of you who are looking to get into the sport of mountain biking, maybe a little bit of cross-country racing, and these bikes that we're going to talk about today will surely be able to provide you with that. Okay, now I've put together a little list to help you visualize it a little better, and we're going to start off and these should be in order by price. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, number one, I had to throw this in there. Why? Because this is the exact bike that I have. Okay, the Giant Talon 3. Okay, now I have the 2017 model. We're going to be covering the 2018 model real quick. Okay, so a real quick breakdown of the bike. Suspension up front, 100 millimeters of travel. This is a Sun Tour fork. XCT is the model on this Sun Tour fork, and honestly guys, Sun Tour is kind of a lower end brand in the suspension realm. You hear about all the big name brands like Fox and RockShox, and the Sun Tour is meant for a beginner bike. Okay, so it's not going to handle such like downhill descents. It might twist and give a little bit. It's not going to feel as sturdy as those higher expensive different brands and models of suspension. Okay, tires 27.5 or a 29. So for those of you who are a little bit taller, maybe you like to roll a little bit faster, 29 might be a good option for you, and 2.2 inches wide. Okay, now this does have a 3x8 drivetrain. Okay, the 3 up front and the 8 in the back offers a really good platform for beginners. Okay, and this is why I kind of went with this bike. It offered me a lot of confidence since I was just getting started into the mountain biking sport. Okay, now it does have aluminum frame, comes in at right about 30 pounds. I couldn't find the exact measurement, but it does come in right about 30 pounds, and it does have Tektro hydraulic brakes, which is one of a big selling point for me. I knew that I wanted hydraulic brakes. They did not offer the Shimano hydraulic brakes, but Tektro is okay with me for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look at this bike. So it does come with Maxis Icon, or this one comes with Ardent tires. Mine came with Icon, and it looks like these are, like I said, 27.5 by 2.2. Now, I was seeing if they were tubeless ready. It doesn't say that they're tubeless ready on the sidewall, and neither do my Maxis Icons, but I do run a tubeless setup. And Maxis makes a good enough tire, to be honest, that it holds up with the tubeless setup, right? So if you don't know what tubeless is, it's just basically where you take the inner tube out of the tire and you put sealant inside of the tire, and it seals that way. So ultimately, you're cutting down on weight, and you have a better resistance to punctures. Okay, love the look of this bike too, by the way. Just a good looking solid bike. Now on the 2018 version, I'm a little impressed. They have inner frame tubing running right here for the wiring. Okay, I'm super impressed by that. Mine actually doesn't have that on the 2017 model. So that's a good additive on a beginner bike. Manual seat post dropper and stock pedals, which I upgraded on mine. Now it looks like they even shortened the stem up maybe. On the stem that I had, they even reconstructed it completely. On the stem that I have, it was a 110 millimeter stem, just straight like cross-country style stem. And I actually I upgraded and went to a Truvative 40 millimeter stem. So I like the grips. Like I said, an overall great beginner bike. You're going to want to make some upgrades to it like I did, but overall a great beginner bike. Okay, so let's keep this video moving here, and so let's go on to the second one, the Diamondback Overdrive. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on over here. Now the good thing about a lot of these bikes on this list is that they do come from REI. Okay, I don't know if you guys know anything about REI, but REI has an awesome warranty program for their bikes, and they provide good service as well. So we'll get to that at the end of this video, okay? But the Overdrive 2, 27.5 inch tires. This is a 650B bike, as most of these bikes are that we're going to be talking about today. 100 mil up front, again in the suspension, 27 by 2.3 this time. Gears is a 2x9. Okay, so in the last one that we were looking at, in a 2x9, so as you can see here, there's only 2 sprockets up front. 9 in the back now, as where that Talon had 3 sprockets up front. Okay, so definitely geared towards more of a beginner. All right. Also, it does come in aluminum frame, right around 32 pounds, and it does have Shimano hydraulic disc brakes. Okay, and overall, good looking bike. Comes in sizes extra small to extra large. Okay, I believe so. Oh, wow, only medium and large. I totally lied to you. Okay, medium and large, and comes in one color of a matte blue. Honestly, not a bad bike. And if you guys want more in-depth of my honest opinion about these bikes, I'm going to be writing a blog post. Okay, now a few things that I look at in a bike. Do they offer in-frame tubing? Okay, it looks like this one does, right down the main shaft there. There are some wires sticking out. It doesn't look too bad. What kind of shocks do they offer up front? What kind of quality of tire do they have? The stem length, what kind of seats do they have? What kind of drivetrain? Okay, so these are the things that we're going to be covering today in this video. Okay, now shipping is free with REI store pickup. So if you are in a big city, or a bigger city, I guess, where they do have an REI store, shipping is free. So they'll ship it straight to their store and you can go pick it up. Okay, which is awesome. Okay, let's keep going here. Diamondback El Oso UNO. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about fat bikes. I'm just getting into mountain biking in the whole world, and honestly, I'm a little obsessed with mountain biking, to be quite honest with you guys. But fat bikes, I don't know much about. I do know that they have a like rollover anything style. And I've read a couple reviews on the Diamondback El Oso UNO, and honestly, Diamondback has been known in the past for creating bikes that are solid, right? That they're holding up over the longevity of its life. So Diamondback creates a good solid bike, and coming in at $750 for a fat bike. These tires are 4 inches wide. No suspension up front, as you can see. Now, the only downfall of this bike is it has a steel frame. Okay, so like I said, I don't know much about fat bikes, but a steel frame is obviously going to make it heavier. It does come in at like 37 pounds, I believe. The Oso Uno, yeah, steel frame, 37 pounds. And then another downfall, it does have mechanical Tektro disc brakes. Okay, now if you guys don't know the difference between a technical and a hydraulic brake, it's pretty self-explanatory. A mechanical brake has a wire fed through the cables, and a hydraulic brake has mineral fluid. Okay, so let's move on to the next bike. Now this is REI's brand Co-op Cycles, okay, the DRT 1.2. All right, this is, like I said, REI actually makes their own bikes, and an awesome bike. I love the look of these bikes. I love the this top tube right up here that runs on the main frame. Its curvature, I love that look. And I don't know, I just think this is an all-around good-looking bike and offers actually some really good quality drivetrain and other parts. Okay, so 120 mil up front, 27 by 2.2 inch tires, 3x9 drivetrain, so a great beginner bike, offers you a lot of confidence, a lot of gear selection. Frame is also aluminum, and you do have Tektro hydraulic brakes. So overall, a highly comparable bike to the giant Talon that we talked about in the beginning. Okay, now like I said, REI has some good benefits of buying from them. They do free tune-ups. They have a great warranty plan. You can pick it up for free as an in-store shipping option. Okay, this comes in at right at 31 pounds. All right, you guys can do your own research on these. Like I said previously in this video, I'm going to be doing a blog post going a deeper dive into each one of these bikes. Okay, now they do have a DRT 1.1, I believe, or a 1.0 that is a little lower of a price range and a little lower of specs on a bike if you're looking, to stick with the REI brand, but at a lower price point. Okay. So, bike number 5, the GT Pantera Comp. Now, GT a while back got a bad name, like for cheap bikes, and but the Pantera honestly doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look to be turned out to be too bad of a bike. So if we go over the specs here real quick, they offer an extra small to a large frame. It is an aluminum frame, as you can see right here. Offers 27.5-inch wheels, so this is a 650B bike. Now this is pretty cool. They offer an air fork up front, okay, with 120 mils of travel. You can actually adjust this air fork right here. Now this is still Sun Tour, but honestly, it's an air shock. I don't have any experience with the Sun Tour XRC XCR air shock, but for a hardtail and at this price range, it may be worth doing some research on, and to get to see what other people know about this Sun Tour Air 120 millimeter travel fork. Okay. Now, this bike also has a lot of Shimano parts, okay, rear derailleur and shifters. So the drivetrain, let's see, cog set is a Sunrace, wheels are WTB, Shimano brakes, which are hydraulic, which is awesome. I'm telling you guys, if you want brakes, I would go with hydraulic. They're a little bit more costly on maintenance, and you kind of have to know what you're doing, more than you do with mechanical brakes, but they work so much better. Okay. Now, one thing I do want to point out about this GT Pantera Comp is that it has a 2.8 inch wide tire. Okay. This is definitely an oversized tire. Now, here's what can happen with an oversized tire. Okay, this tire can actually be kind of loose feeling on the rim. Okay, it's going to have some roll to it. It's going to roll over top and over the sides of the rim. Okay, as you go around corners too fast, that tire will move, and it may honestly end up making the bike feel a little bit sloppy. Okay, so be on the lookout for those extra wide tires. Looks cool, helps with comfort, but it does have a little bit of roll to it. Okay, the Diamondback number 6, another Diamondback bike straight from REI, the Line 27.5. Okay, this is brand new 2018, comes in at $900, a little bit steeper on the price range, but honestly, you buy from REI, you're going to get some awesome benefits, like I've mentioned a few times in this video. And Diamondback, like I said previously, they do make a lot of solid bikes. They're known for their longevity. Okay, these bikes can take a beating and keep on going. Okay, now it looks like they offer WTB tires. These are a very aggressive downhill style tire. As you notice, like the side lugs are really big. They're super grippy, and less center tread pattern. Okay, same thing on the rear. Now, these are 27.5 as well. Looks like this has a 1x drivetrain. Okay, I should have put it on here. Let's see, 1x9 drivetrain. Okay, 6061 aluminum frame, comes in at 30 pounds, and they are Shimano hydraulic brakes. Now, this bike, this is a lot of bang for your buck. Okay, getting up there in the price range, but as you can see, you're going to reap the benefits of that. Okay, now if they threw a rock shock, I think this is another Sun Tour. Let me look if it's in the specs real quick. Front fork, SR Sun Tour XCR. So still the air shock like we talked about, but if they threw a rock shock on here, it may, it would be totally worth it. And you guys can always upgrade these bikes. That's the beauty of this sport, is that most of these bikes are pretty well unlimited amount of upgrades. All right, let's keep moving here. Number 7, the Specialized RockHopper Expert 29. Now, this bike is pretty cool. This is totally taking on the cross-country look, right? Not a really big slack head angle. This tube head angle isn't very aggressive at all. It's more set aside to be a cross-country bike. Now, should be race ready. I mean, you guys can, and they even say it here, this will be probably one of the best options for you when it comes to, if you're looking to get into, cross-country racing as a hardtail. Okay, and not to mention, the looks of this bike is freaking amazing. Okay, comes with a 2x drivetrain. Let's see what else we can come up with. I have it on here. 80 to 100 millimeters in the front, XRC Air again. So this Sun Tour XRC Air is a pretty common theme among these mid-range hardtails. Okay, now this is fully adjustable, 80 mil to 100 mil. Okay, comes in a 29 by 2.1 inch tire. This is going to be a really fast rolling tire for cross country. Okay, less resistance. And now this says 3x9, but it's actually a 2x9. Oops. Comes with aluminum frame and also Shimano hydraulic disc brakes. Okay, let's move on to a Cannondale. Cannondale's a pretty popular name, but honestly not known for the best quality of bikes. But for a beginner hardtail, Cannondale offers the Trail 5 coming in with a 27.5 and a 29-inch bike. Comes in matte black, super sharp looking, stealthy looking, WTB Ranger tires for a super fast rolling tire, like a cross-country style bike. Okay, now all of these bikes I'm talking about today are really geared towards cross-country, flowy, recreational style hardtails. Okay, if you want simplicity and good value, these bikes are something really for you to look into. Okay, comes in at 30 pounds, has 10 gears, so I assume it's a 1x9 should be. 100mm fork up front, rock shock, which is awesome. Comes with a rock shock, so that's a good upgrade, good component to have on your bike. You guys can go through all these details. I'm not going to do that with you, but last thing I wanted to point out is it does have Shimano hydraulic disc brakes. Okay, I'm just covering some main points of each bike. We have 2 bikes left. Stick with me. Let's talk. We're getting up into the higher range of the budget here, but honestly, worth it. Okay, so I put the Salsa Timberjack NX1 as number 9. Okay, I'm totally geeking out about this bike. I love it. Okay, the Salsa Timberjack NX1 29er. Okay, has a more aggressive head angle, as you can see, head tube angle. So the tire sits a little bit farther forward in the frame, so it helps on those downhill descents a little bit. Does have some in-frame tubing, which is awesome. And look at this super cool colors, like reminds me of Santa Cruz style bikes. Okay, does come in a 29-inch, a 1x drivetrain, and it looks like 10 on the back. Let's go down and see 1x11. So 120mm up front with a Monotoo Markor fork. Okay, I don't know much about Monotoo Markor. Do some research. Super sharp looking bike. I love the Salsa brand. They do an awesome job at creating bikes, and honestly, the look of these bikes and longevity and the quality is amazing. Okay, comes in at the lightest 28 pounds of all the bikes that we've covered today. Okay, does come with hydraulic disc brakes again, Tektro, which isn't a bad brake. That's what I have on my giant Talon. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's move on to the last bike. Now, I threw this one in here as a option of a full suspension bike, the GT Verb Elite. Okay, now GT I think has a bad name for themselves as far as like a low end mountain bike, low end quality. But honestly, from what I've read in the reviews, the Verb Elite is perfect for someone who maybe isn't sure that they want a hardtail, and maybe isn't sure if they want a full suspension bike. So they really put it to where it dabbles in both ends of the spectrum, and honestly comes pretty well equipped. Okay, XCR. This is the air shock that we've seen, among bikes that we've covered today. And now I love the look of this frame. Check it out. It's got like an enduro style look to it, an enduro trail bike look to it. But if you notice, the head angle up here isn't that aggressive. Okay, it really does keep it down. It's probably like 65-degree head angle. Okay, this back shock I believe is an Altera. Okay, should have 120 mil up front and 120 mil in the rear. Does have an aluminum frame. It's going to be a little bit heavier since it does have a rear suspension, but not much. It's going to have a 1x10 drivetrain, as you can see here. 1x10 Altera again. Awesome bike for the money. Okay, if you're looking for a full suspension bike that you could use in a cross-country setting, maybe you're wanting a full suspension bike but you don't want to fork over the money, this is going to be a great bike for you guys. Okay, now let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10 of these bikes you can buy through REI. Okay, now I want to tell you something a little bit about REI. They have 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Okay, so they stand behind everything they sell. If you're not satisfied, you can return it or replace the refund within 1 year of the purchase. Okay, 1 year of the purchase. You guys have a full year. Okay, now keep in mind it doesn't cover wear and tear, damage caused by improper use or accidents. But let's say if you buy the bike some default happens to it, you can go return it to the store and they'll get you a brand new bike, guys. The warranty at REI is awesome. Now, I want you to know, I don't work for REI. I love REI as a company. They really do take care of their customers. Okay, guys. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you got some awesome value from this video. And if you did, give me a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what bikes you're currently looking at, maybe purchasing or buying in the near future. What do you have your eye on? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys for watching. Peace out.